Greetings and welcome to Factorio. I'm Dgray, and today we're gonna do the last stretch before our rocket silo is ready to be launched, or built even. The last thing we need is just refined concrete, and yeah, that should be quite easy to set up. But before we do that, there's one thing we have to look at, and that is our power. It is starting to lag quite a bit. I am working towards nuclear, but that is still a ways off. We're still doing the co-reaction enrichment and we haven't even gathered our uranium ore yet. So for now, let's just put down some more solar panels just to get this up and running, or make sure that we don't run out of power at least, because that would be the worst case scenario. Don't know if we need more accumulators. I think that is fine for now. But yeah, we at least need to power the other thing. And to be honest, we could at least just make one more, because then we have that sorted out as well. So, as I said at the beginning of this episode, or just a few minutes ago, today we want to make concrete, or refined concrete, so we can get our rocket silo built. Since it needs normal concrete, I kind of wanted it in the same cell as concrete already, but we only have two inputs since we're using pretty much two over here, so we'll kind of have to transport the concrete somewhere else. I think this is a somewhat decent place to do it. So let's just take a train trip over here. And while we're going there, let's just set up this area to produce refined concrete. The reason why it doesn't matter too much is that refined concrete is not used for that many things, at least not in bulk. We need a few things for, of course, the concrete, but the rest are just a small amount, but very, very nice to have. So yeah, as you can see, we might as well just make a little cell with them right here. And while the train is going over there, let's just look at one thing. It has some fuel, it's good. But yeah, a lot of robots going, building a ton of things. So that is very, very good. So our fine concrete even needs 4 inputs: water, steel, sulfur, and concrete. Might just take the steel rods in by train, so we don't have to do the process. It's just one process, but I think we have enough from our steel items area being produced. Yeah, they are backed up, and with the amount we need, it shouldn't be a problem. And where did it go? Right there. So we might just do that. But let's see how we'll build this for now. But we need at least 4 inputs. Let's get the trees away. There we are. Let's just say 1, 2, 3, 4. That is good. And all our solar panels should be built. The same with our accumulators, since one of the things I remembered to do was to make a chest that is big enough, the same with our accumulators, to fill up an entire cell when we make one, or a chunk right here. So hopefully this will help us out. I know we're gonna run out of power this night, and that is gonna be an issue. Hopefully not too big of an issue. But we'll find out when the power runs out in just a few minutes. But until it gets back online, we might as well just build a little area right here. So we need a 4 input one. One fluid in the middle and some on the outside. And I think we had a somewhat decent setup for that somewhere. Was that one of the new ones we made? We have fluids in the middle. I think we can pretty much just steal this one and just change the inputs. So what if we just do this part? Might not be a bit overkill to do that many, but what if we just do that and place it down over here, somewhere in the middle? Do something like this, because then we can have our what's it called, water in the middle and the other three running on any of these lines. I know it's a bit more than we need, but to be honest, it shouldn't be that big of a deal, this part of the map. But this is looking quite bad. Should get fixed in a minute. So what if we do one input here? We'll do our water fluid in right here with the water, and then do the other two over here. Then we'll just figure out what kind of things we want to transport in. Could probably do the steel rods here, just taking in raw steel, since that does have some advantages. We might just be able to steal something like that running it. So what if we just steal you and making steel rods? I think we steal that part. And then get it lined up to just right here. And the rest we can pretty much take in by train. Fine. Oh, chemical fluids. I'll take refined concrete. Just say water in the middle instead. Something like that. Inside. To be honest, this one should be the concrete, since that is what we need the most of. So what if we just change you to go down one? I think that actually would be a bit better. Please take you and jump down here instead. Just do something like there. So first things first, let's take in the concrete. One of you asked a few episodes ago why I always do it on the same side, and that is pretty much in case I want some high volume one on the inside, where we want better inserters to take out the resources. If I didn't do that, some of them be on the outside, go in slower, and that would offset the ratios down the line. So yeah, that is pretty much the reason. So let's take in concrete up here. I think that'll be fine. Let's just take in 15,000. I think that'll be fine for now. It's 20 to 10. Don't know how to stack. We might change it in the future. But for now, that should be okay. Then down here, I would like to make some steel rods. There we are. Meaning that we could take in steel down here. And then take in the sulfur there. Take in steel. Oh, there we are. Steel ingots. Just take in 20k, so we have an entire train running at a time. I think that'll be fine. And then the last thing was the sulfur. And then I'd like to take in sulfur right here. How much sulfur do we have stored up? We have 15k. What is sulfur used for? Using for a lot of things. Let's see here. Sulfur. Vulcanized rubber explosives. So it's not that bad. That should be used for artillery shells. A lot of military things I don't have yet. So 15k in here. Yeah, that should be fine. Or 20k, but 15 should be good enough. 20, so we fill a train. Oh, I think we'll fill a train at least. But our power is coming back online as well. hopefully this will be enough. Don't think it is. So I'm looking very much forward to getting nuclear. That is starting to be quite important. So turn on the water. We can change you to somewhere else. Jump you out. Right there. So that is water hooked up. This is steel rods hooked up. We just need the rest of the things to go in. Let's do a nice, easy thing like this. Might be a bit overkill doing red belts, but it should be fine. Then we need a steel that comes from right here. See, steel in to go into this one. So we could pretty much do the same setup here, I think, except we need something to jump. And then there we are. That's steel hooked up. We'll get the steel rods in. Sulfur hooked up. Sulfur shouldn't be hooked up right here. It should be hooked up down below. Or to be honest, it could be hooked up right here. We just need to remember to give it a bit of room. There we are. Pretty much all of this can go away. And we just needed to hook up into here instead. So sulfur will be right there. The concrete will come from up here. We can pretty much just steal that to right here. And then this one will pretty much just go in on the top side. So that should be pretty much all hooked up for our refined concrete production. Here comes the rods. Seems I copy pasted it wrong, but that's fine. We can always fix it like right here, I think is correct. So rods coming in. Concrete should be on its way. Water should be flowing in quite soon as well. Even though this is starting to have a bit of an issue keeping up, since it's limited to one train. Might do a 2-train input so it can keep up, but also our trains are looking quite troubled at the moment. Let's just expand the last cell down here with this, to be honest. That'll give our robot something to do. And nuclear power is not that long until we have it. Also, nuclear fuel is going to be quite soon, and that means we can start to power trains by that. One of you told me that yesterday, and that might actually be a good idea to have faster trains. I think that's going to be quite nice. So here comes the concrete in. Probably need to get better inserters. Might just do one in this one to stack maybe. I think we do have stacks, so it shouldn't be a problem. There we are. Because right now it's going in a bit too slow. Oh, 2 sec. Oh, I deconstructed something. Oh well, never mind. What I wanted to do was pretty much this. Please stop you for a second and only do it on the outside. On that one and on that one. Don't think it's needed on the inside since it only produces 10. And then we need an output down here at the bottom. And as always, this one should work. So what if we just copy... No. I want to copy that part, because I know that will fit in correctly. Right here, with the train out. And then we just need to hook up the rest of this. And for now we'll just do it like this. So that should be concrete. Hooked up nice and easy. So where's our what? Did I forget to activate it? No, I did. We're just lacking trains to transport the water. In all seriousness, we kind of need a lot of trains to transport all of this, and they can't keep up at the moment. So should we just add some more water trains to our setup? I think that might be good. Let's see. 1, 2, just give it one more. And luckily enough, it's quite easy to do. Please go to the depot. Go. So that means we have one more train available for transporting. And all the other ones are just kind of running very well right now. So this will sort itself out. We have to go over and check our mall if we are requesting in refined concrete. Could just check it from right here. And I think we are, but we ain't. So we need to add that. Not sure how these chests are looking, but I think they're starting to be quite full. So that's also something we have to look at. So there we are. Please go to there, as always. And then things are starting to look very good in this space. Look at the little robots trying to catch me. Oh, too bad. And while we're at the mall, we might also set up the things we need for nuclear. So that is what's called the steam engine, or the steam things. The nuclear reactor, the heat pipes, and the heat exchange, and some turbines. We still need to make chrome to do it. So that is one of the things we'll do in the future. And how is chrome plate made? Oh, that's a chromic acid. We should be able to make that. So that shouldn't be too bad. But for now, let's just set these things up the way they should be. Look at this mess. Might do what's called stack inserters out. I think that might be good, just to get them unloaded a bit faster. But oh well, for now let's just hook up what we need. That is refined concrete. Where is it? Right there. Just take 2,000 for now. I know that's probably not enough, but it'll be enough to craft our rocket silo. Limited to 1. Let's set up the rest of the nuclear then, while our refined concrete is getting up and running. Do we have water coming in? We have, so look at that. We have an entire belt of refined concrete going out. Should probably do a limit on it. Haven't done that yet. That might bite me in the behind when I forget. But at least we have an entire build going. Let's just upgrade the builds to red, so they move a bit faster. There we are. And hopefully our power can keep us up running. But let's see here. Alright, to nuclear. Heat pipe. Heat exchange. And steam turbine. I think that's all we need for our nuclear. Oh, we also need the centrifuge to some processing. And probably set up the beacons as well. I think they might be good to have very soon. So let's do that as well. I can't remember if we're making force fields yet. Otherwise, we'll kind of need to set that one up. Let's just see. We don't have force fields, so let's just set up that one as well. Because that will be used quite soon. Or used in the beacon at least. Force fields. That means we need more items in. That is fine, but for now let's just do this. Give him something to do. Might have to give these a small upgrade. There we are. So now we're making everything we need for our things. We are so close to this one. And to be honest, we will get it done this episode. So that means we'll have to look at satellites as well. And what does that need? It needs everything we have. So we could just make satellites right here as the last point in this one. Make orbital satellites. That should be fine to do it here. Let's see. And we're still missing in low density structures as the last thing, I think. Yeah, so let's request in some low density structures as well. To here, let's just get 2k. Low density structures, negative 2k. So now we should have everything being made. We will have our orbital satellites, we'll have the refined concrete coming in, supplying these refined concrete. And that is slowly going up over here. What are we missing? What is not going all the way down? Everything except concrete is. So to be honest, let's just do this, because we do have 2 out. It's kind of ways not to have 2 in. So that'll mean that we now have 2 full belts going down here, and we'll be able to support twice as many. Because the rest of the things are keeping up very, very nice. Look at that, look at that, very, very beautiful. So yeah, can't complain about that. But just to help our rocket production, let's go grab some refined concrete, since I am quite excited about getting our what's called rocket silo. Let's just go over here, and we also need to remember to mark it on the area as refined concrete. Where are you at? There you are. Refined concrete. And then we just need about 500 to do what we need. But you are missing something to work. Oh, it's the water. Seems that is quite an something like that. That should give us enough refined concrete, so let's get the rocket silo built. So that is quite good. One of the things I should also do is pretty much add more trains. Look, we do have quite a bit running. We do have our second run running on here, and the one over here. So even if you have that, they can't keep up. That is an issue. At least not with the normal trains. And yeah, that is something we should add to the network then. And to be honest, here we are. Say, look at that. That is a rocket silo. How incredibly exciting. This one will be done very, very soon. And the rest is just kind of chugging along at a nice steady pace. Just as I like it. But our power is most definitely lacking. So I think next episode or the next episode after that, at least after we set up our rocket silo, we might set up, or we will set up some nuclear. And it's been quite a while since I've done it last, and so I might need your help with some of it. It is not the most easy process for me, but it should be easy enough as soon as I start looking at it again. So, as some of the last... Oh, almost forgot. I want to see this one get built. Look at that, guys. Our rocket silo. I'll steal it. I want to move to inventory and just look at it. Look at that. And the 4 items it needs, we can, to make rocket parts we have. We just kind of need to fill it with the tier 3 productivity modules. So pretty much just throw you back in the system. And just to scrap some so we have some on us. So pretty much as soon as we fill those productivity modules, figure out where we want it. Where a good, what's it called, area is. We'll kind of place it there. We could do it something like up here, next to the old base. Or where things being produced, that doesn't really matter because they produce all over the base. All over the place even. So somewhere up here might be good. But yeah, I'll let you guys decide where you want it. I think that will be quite cool. But that's for a future episode. We definitely need to set up some Coverax processing. So need that one as well. So now we're almost through all of that. Do we need anything else? Yeah, let's get some more logistic slots. We can never have too many. Carry size, speed. Oh, robot tower. Oh yeah, I updated the mod, so we got some robot towers. I'm not quite sure what they do, but this is just a small area. 32 by 32. Slim footprint. Oh, that's quite cool. So yeah, that does give a few more things instead of this one that is 50 by 110. So cool things can be made with that in the future, but for now we will we'll stick with what we know for this Let's Play. So to be honest, I think I'll end the episode here. We've got a ton made. Things are flowing in very nicely. Just missing some gold plates right here, a gold foil. But other than that, everything is looking very good. And titanium bulkhead. But we'll look at that next episode. So thank you so much for watching, guys. Hopefully you'll like and subscribe and hit that bell button. And yeah, then I will see you in the next episode. Bye, guys.